Now I have around 18 watches in my current collection, some of them costing up towards the $1,000 mark. However, my favourite watch in my collection costs just $200. But how is this even possible? Surely the watches that cost more are better. Surely they have better finishing and better movements. So why is it that this $200 watch beats them all? Well, let me explain to you why the Orient Kamasu is such an amazing watch, and why at just $200, it's a watch that affordable collectors should absolutely consider inside of their collections. Now this isn't a new watch, by the way. I know that the honeymoon phase can make a man say some crazy things. I've actually had this watch for over 2 years now. Now a couple of years ago I was searching for my ideal dive watch. I didn't want to spend an arm and a leg, I just wanted to dip my toe and find something cool. And I watched a lot of reviews on the Orient Kamasu and I came to the decision that that was the watch I was eventually going to get. However, I stayed incredibly patient when picking this watch up. I knew I wanted this watch for months before I even got it, and I was rewarded for my patience with a great price on the watch. Now from the moment that I unboxed it, I was obsessed with that dial, and that's one of the main reasons why I was drawn to it in the first place. The way that the red changes depending on the strength of light is ridiculous. Outside in the sun, the red will be bright and rich. However, inside in darker environments, it's a little bit more deep and cultured, and there's this middle ground where sometimes it looks burgundy and beautiful, but it's also the details on the dial that just really pop. The applied indices just punch their way through the glass. The perfectly framed day-date window just sits in the dial flawlessly, and those sword-style hands just really complete the look of the dial. Not to mention how bloody good the lume is on this watch. Even after reviewing like 100 watches now, this is still in the top 3 of the best lume I've experienced. But this watch doesn't just have low light capabilities. The legibility on this watch is so bloody good. The indices and hands just contrast so effortlessly with that dial. And if you can't read the time at a glance on this watch, then I think you need to go to Specsavers. Now when I first picked this watch up, I didn't baby it, I put it through its paces. I was wearing this watch almost every single day as my work watch, banging it about, not giving a damn whatsoever. And because of that, the bracelet and clasp got extremely scratched up. However, the actual case of the watch and the sapphire crystal remained flawless. This watch has been adventures with me all over the world. It's been to Germany with me when I visited Cologne. It's been to Spain with me on my summer holiday. I vividly remember bobbing around in the ocean for hours, knowing that this watch was safe on my wrist. I remember exploring the hills of Turkey, 3,000 feet up with the Kamasu on wrist, and late last year walking around the canals of Copenhagen in Denmark. This watch reminds me of all those good times that I had, and as soon as I have a trip booked, this is a watch that immediately makes the holiday watch box. I know for a fact that this watch will have my back. With that 200 meters of water resistance and that sapphire glass, the watch is going to be safe and sound. The in-house Orient movement is extremely quiet and accurate, and that day-date complication means that I'm always on track, never missing a beat. And it's endless fun picking up different straps for this watch too. It's a watch that no matter what I decide to collect in the future, it will always have a place. Now the clasp is only pressed and the bracelet and end links are a little bit rattly, but in a weird way it makes the watch feel even more like a tool. It's not the most premium of watches on the market. It has some big flaws, especially when you put it up against a micro brand watch of the same price. But when you embrace them, it makes the watch just that little bit more enjoyable, because those flaws are what really makes the watch feel unique. It's not perfect, but it's mine, and I will gladly argue with anybody that this is one of the best looking dials on a watch in the world. Now my reason for making this video is simple. You don't need to spend a fortune to get a fantastic watch. Orient themselves are a great Japanese watch brand with a rich history, breaking tons of records throughout the brand's life. This $200 Orient Kamasu has brought me so much joy, so don't allow yourself to be sucked into thinking that you can't love an affordable watch. I adore my Orient Kamasu. I have already had some amazing memories with this watch on my wrist, and I will continue to make plenty more with it too. My collection in the future will grow and shrink. However, I'm almost certain that this Orient Kamasu is here for the long run, and it is a watch that I highly recommend to any watch collector. But if you have not yet seen my state of the collection video, then I definitely think you should. I go through all 18 watches in my collection, including the Kamasu, the sellers, the keepers, and everything in between. Go check it out. I'll see you over there. Bye for now.